We're doing some rearrangement here this morning to make people more comfortable. All right, we have created more space. Yeah, is it, oh, you're not hearing? Oh, okay, okay. All right. Come closer, come closer. All right, good morning, good morning. We're about to launch. Dr. Tony Allen, President of Delaware State University. Dr. Rebello from Delaware, USDA. Secretary Donald Clifton. Secretary Greg Patterson. We have with us today previous CEO Mike Mullen. Also in our presence is Dr. Farkas from Dean at the University of Delaware, our good neighbor. Faculty, extension team, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a pleasant morning today. I am Marikis Alvarez, Associate Dean, Land Grant Research here at Delaware State University. It is my great honor to serve as your MC for this ceremony this morning for the Land Grant and Landmark ribbon cutting ceremony for the Agilent Hub for agriculture innovation and extension. The president's signature is embedded here. What you see is the outcome of several versions discussed between Dean Winston's team and Khalid and the contractors. And indeed, it is also now standing as a symbol of public-private partnership. You will hear a bit more about this later. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our president, Dr. Tony Allen.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. Didn't you like the way he said the Agilent Hub? I love that. All right, students, take your seats. Take your seats. Are we all excited? This is the house that Dean Sharice Winstead built. And I'm pretty excited about that for a couple of reasons. Just about 3 months ago, we launched the Early Childhood Innovation Center, which is right up the road there. It was the first academic building we have built in 10 years. Dr. Shelley Rouser is here. Shelley, would you stand up? There you go. And this is the second we have built in 10 years, and we did it both in the same year because of the commitment of Delaware State University and the Agilent Hub. So for the all the Agilent employees, please just stand up for 1 second if you would. Let's give them a great big round of applause. Keep standing for a second. Keep standing for a second. We generally have long-standing great relationships with companies. Great. But sometimes a company comes in and says, what can we do and how fast can we do it? Agilent under the first leadership of retired CEO Mike McMullen and Sally Frank. Everybody give it up for Sally Frank. You can do better than that. Sally is Delaware State University. In just 3 short years, $10 million. $10 million. $5 million in scholarships, $1 million for the first endowed professorship at Delaware State University, and $4 million in scholarships and $5 million in instrumentation. So we literally have the best instrumentation in the country because of Agilent Technologies. You may be seated. I decided to do that because I know there are some other corporate partners here. Wink, wink. So I am very excited about what's happening. We're having a great year. We have enrolled our largest freshman class in the 134-year history of Delaware State University, more than 1,600 students. We'll break another enrollment record overall in October. We're building capacity across this place, and we're celebrating 135 years of 1890 land-grant institutions across this country, and Delaware State is one of the anchors of the 1890 land-grant organizations. So why are we here? We're here because we're a university whose time has come. I want you to take just a small look. Matter of fact, students, if you're not standing, please stand. Take a small look at these students. And students, give yourselves a round of applause, too. I say this with all sincerity. I cannot think of a better group of talented, new, aspiring STEM scholars and scientists who are going to take over the world than those you will find at Delaware State. And there are 3 reasons for that. They're trying to change the economic trajectory for themselves, their families, and their communities, full stop. They believe in the power of historically black colleges and universities, regardless of where they come from or what they look like. And their grit is amazing. I can tell you story after story of these students, some of which didn't think they would be here, who are now going on to significant higher heights. My wife, she's somewhere around here. Where's the most beautiful woman in the room? Oh, okay. Right, stand up. My wife and I say all the time, we're so fortunate to have the opportunity to be the chief cheerleader of all of these students because we just know how special they are. One of the Agilent scholars sent us a note the other day. He happens to be a first-year law student at Delaware Law School. Jelani, that's right. Studying environmental law. And I saw a note from him on LinkedIn, and it said, I'm running for a student government association. I was like, Jelani, you just got there. And still, he's trying to give back. That is the quality of student that you have at Delaware State University. That's why I'm so excited about the Agilent Hub and all the special people that are in this room. And students, just know that all of these adults are here because they believe in you. They believe in you, and they expect great things from you. Expect that of yourselves and watch the magic happen. It is now my great pleasure, I believe, to turn it over to Miss Agilent Hub, Dean Sharice Winstead.
Thank you so much. I first want to say this is just a glorious morning for myself, the team, Delaware State University, USDA, NEFA. This has been in planning for a very, very long time. And I want to first start out, we often get the thanks at the end, but I want to start out with thanking our federal sponsor, USDA NEFA. This agency is primarily one of the only agencies that invests in physical infrastructure. And when you think about what this looks like across HBCUs, minority serving institutions, our physical infrastructure is something that sometimes is deferred, right? So we're challenged in this area. Not many federal agencies will put forth the dollars to be able to say, I'm going to make an investment in your physical infrastructure for your student training and research and extension. So USDA NEFA, if you think about the millions and millions and millions of dollars that they pour into 1890s every day when it comes to what that investment needs to look like for students that we serve, it is USDA NEFA that actually made this day happen for our physical infrastructure. I just want everyone to give a round of applause for our federal agency. And today what you see is really the marriage of when federal agency meets our corporate sponsors, right? So that public-private partnership is utterly necessary for students, for you to see what this looks like in action. Today, this building is what that looks like in action for federal agencies to marry their resources with corporate in order to wrap around everything that you need to be successful. And that physical infrastructure today is being met with our research infrastructure that has been sponsored by Agilent Technologies. This is where the physical wraparound investment has been brought together with research. Why is research important for our training and extension of our students into the community? This is, and President Allen just mentioned Jelani. Jelani is one of those examples of what that looks like. That impact, he was an Agilent Scholar first year. And the impact that Agilent had on him, he was also an AGNR, so that's Ag and Natural Resources major. So he understood the importance of environmental policy, but he wants to make that change. But he didn't know quite. I remember I was first year as dean. He came to me after a student forum and said, I know I want to make a change, but I don't know how I want to do that. He was a student leader, just being, all he really needed was that energy from Agilent and USDA NEFA to give him that promise of what to do and how his career was going to be after that. And so Jelani, now in law school, is one of those icons of what really happens when you have the scholarship from USDA, you have the scholarship from Agilent Technologies, you get the research, you get the extension, you get the community engagement, and his dream of going to law school was no longer deferred. This is a dream that he's living today. Jelani Bryant and his brother, Jared. Jared, where are you? Where's Jared? Jared Bryant. He might be out there. I think he's with our humanoid robots. He's computer science. When you guys see Jared, I want you to bring him up forward. Jared is Jelani's brother. Jared saw what happened to Jelani due to Agilent Scholarship and USDA. He wanted that very same thing. Came to me, I just want to do bigger and better things. Now, Jared is a junior in computer science. He's been influenced by ag and natural resources, so he actually wants to take that data science to agriculture. He's one of our leading Agilent scholars that we go to for any and everything. He actually trained the humanoid robots that you see today. That's all through that integration of federal scholarship and research sponsorship that comes with federal and corporate sponsorship. So I really want you to get a feel of what it is today that you see, which is the marriage of those two. And when it happens effectively together is today's celebration of our Agilent Hub that is funded by USDA NEFA for the physical infrastructure. The one last thing that I really did want to talk about was really the rest of our students. So when we talk about the reason why we're here today is for the students. We have Doug Austin, who was a first-year Agilent scholar. Doug Austin is now working on a patent with FMC. He actually worked into the water quality scholarship for about 3 years. Then we have Tasia. Tasia's at FMC. Tasia got her start here as an undergraduate, then she got her PhD, and now she's at Agilent. Thank you so much. I had FMC in my head. She's at Agilent Technologies. She just accepted a full-time position at Agilent Technologies. When you think about the impact that this has had on our students, it has been phenomenal. In 3 years, we have hit metrics that we didn't even imagine possible at the start of this relationship. And when I talk about the impact of Agilent Technologies, it is a model of other corporate sponsorship. We start out with data. It's no longer, okay, the stories and all of that. It's about the data. How are we making that impact? The storytelling comes with that. the storytelling of the success of our students. Each and every one of our students has 100% been retained at Delaware State University because of that sponsorship. So you need to give yourselves a round of applause. How many programs can you say have 100% retention of the students that are funded? And they're all doing amazing, great things every day. And so this is why today we want to celebrate you students. I know I have half of your cell phone numbers and I call on half of you, but they always answer my call when we need. This is one of those days that I want to take this time. Anything that you need, you make sure that you tell us what that is, because we really want to be that resource for you. And then last but not least, I do want to thank facilities, and I know they're probably here in the background, Wilson Construction, because they actually made this building happen. They were the ones here at the wee hours of the night, making sure that the building was ready to be presented today. So I do want to make sure I have an acknowledgement to our construction and facilities team and working with USDA NEFA. There has been no small feat. For the last 3 years, I've dreamt and eat and slept construction for the last 3 years. So I'm very, very excited to see this day come. All right, and so with that, I just want to say we're going to now introduce, I want to say, is Provost here? I know I saw her. Here you go. Provost, you want to give some remarks?
Thank you, Dean Winstead. Come on up, Madam Provost. I do want to recognize Mike Barati from Wilson. Mike, are you here? Stand up. And one of our great alums, Norman Oliver, does great business with us here as well. And I know I saw our great mayor, Mayor Robin Christensen. Where's Mayor Christensen? There he is. There he is. All right, and the robot is very excited. It's up. Don't run. Madam Provost.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for taking the pressure of having to acknowledge all our guests, because I would not have been able to do that, but I'm pleased with all of you being here. Thank you so, so much, Dean Winstead. This is just a beautiful, beautiful occurrence and opportunity for all of us to meet our students, to see this beautiful, beautiful building in which they'll continue to matriculate. And I want to thank everyone who's here for believing in Del State University and our students. It has been the joy of my life being here. It's been a joy of my life watching what our students do. It's been a joy of my life to see all of the investment put into Delaware State University. So please enjoy today's event. Please know that we stand behind our students, we stand behind our dean, we stand behind all of our deans, and we appreciate all of what they pour into our students, because without that, what they do and how they move in this world would be next to impossible. So again, thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon and appreciate your presence today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Goswami. Delaware State University has had long-standing strategic support and guidance from the Delaware Department of Agriculture. This support has impacted our experiment station and extension in understanding and serving the community. Here to present some remarks is the Secretary of Agriculture, Mr. Donald Clifton. Please welcome Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. I've been Secretary of Agriculture since January 28th. And very early on, I was very grateful to enjoy the hospitality of Dr. Winstead and her team. She invited us here to first of all, see what was a shell of what it is here now, and to discuss our partnership. And we appreciate the hospitality and the partnership very, very much. This is an amazing sight from this perspective. Look, standing here and looking at it, all these young faces, and some not so young, but very interested. Some of y'all are in my category a little bit. I've had an interesting career. I worked at USDA a total of 9 years. You're now at about 9 years. I was with FSA for about 9 years, 2 different stints. Appreciated that work with the federal government. It gave me a lot of perspective. I worked as a peer educator, helping farmers with risk management strategies, crop insurance, et cetera. I was executive director of the Delaware Farm Bureau, so I was an advocate for farmers on policy issues at the federal and state levels, and all that prepared me for what I do now as Secretary of Agriculture. But I am first and foremost a farmer, and so I am a consumer of the research that's done in a facility like this. I'm a consumer of the knowledge that can be applied on the ground to assist us in our production techniques and how we can improve in how we can safely produce crops, not only for us as the producer, but for the health and safety of the public. And what we don't know right now is how much this facility is going to impact the health of the public going forward, and the opportunities for our farmers to produce crops in more abundance to feed a vast population across the globe. I spent most of last week at a meeting in Northwest Arkansas at the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture. The acronym is NASDA. And we had a very good conference, but one of the big topics there was about something many of you I know have heard of, and that's PFAS. PFAS, my God, who ever thought that this would consume so much of our attention these days? And it not only for us at the Delaware Department of Agriculture, but with DENREC. Greg Patterson thinks a lot about PFAS too. And on the way in here, I met Rachel Ciotti of Agilent. Raise your hand. There she is. And she was describing to me that the analytical equipment that Agilent produces will be analyzing issues like PFAS. And I sure hope they make a hell of a lot of progress, because farmers are very uncertain, and uncertainty in agriculture is a very undesirable thing. We're seeing that in markets right now, et cetera, but there are farmers right now who can't use their ground because of biosolids and other materials that have been applied to the ground. So we got to learn how to, number one, avoid those types of things. Number two, how to mitigate those circumstances for those farmers that have been affected, and how to protect the health of the general public. So what's going to be done here has not only impact on this university, but on the nation and globally as well. We don't know what we don't know, but soon we will know, and that's an encouraging thing. So I'm very grateful to be here, and Dr. Allen, Dr. Winstead, we're with you 100%, and have a fine day, everyone.
Thank you very much, Secretary Clifton. I take a quick moment to acknowledge the arrival of the dean from our neighboring sister institution, Dr. Moses Cairo, Dean, School of Agriculture and Natural Sciences from the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Thanks for coming, sir. He always teases me. He said, "You think you're our neighbor?" I said, "Yes," but I said, "I don't see you." The Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control, DNREC, has been a steady partner and supporter of many collaborative initiatives with Delaware State University. In addition, they always welcome our students for internship, as well as graduates to start career paths. So without any further ado, please, let's welcome Secretary Patterson. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Come on, better than that. Good morning. All right, just trying to keep the energy up here. You're almost through. Like Secretary Clifton, I got my current gig as Secretary of the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control in January. And I had the opportunity to come out here with the Dean a few months ago and talk about DNREC's partnership with Delaware State University, which was just mentioned. We have a strong and long collaborative partnership. I grew up here in Dover, and so I have had the pleasure of watching this institution grow and especially to thrive over the last decade or so, and now to regularly see it listed as and cited and ranked as one of the top HBCUs in the country, and that just makes us in Delaware feel very, very proud. So thank you to everybody here at Delaware State University for doing that for us and for yourselves, and especially for the students. So as was stated, I spent some time out here a couple of months ago talking about our water quality work, talking about our internships, talking about the work that is being done to get out into underserved and sometimes overburdened communities environmentally, and what we can do to do more of that. And we look forward to continuing that partnership. That is important work. So you already heard from the Agriculture Secretary in an agriculture building, so why is the Environmental Secretary here? As the Agriculture Secretary, my friend Don Clifton says, farmers are environmentalists, and their livelihood and our food depends on environmental stewardship. And that environmental stewardship depends on research and innovation and best practices that, as the Secretary said, are continually evolving, continually facing new challenges, and require the work that will go on here. So I want to thank all of you, thank everybody who made this building possible, and the research that will happen in it possible, because you are improving our environment by improving agriculture. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Secretary. As one of my colleagues, Dean Levine from University of Minnesota, said, no one lives in isolation anymore, especially when it comes to food, agriculture, and natural resources. An area that Agilent Technologies has emphasized is the state-of-the-art equipment for Delaware State University. And President Allen just reconfirmed that a while ago. The previous CEO and president at Agilent Technologies and current board member at the Bristol Myers Squibb, Mr. Mike McMullen, will provide some remarks. Mr. Mike, please.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay,
How are you?
good.
I have to say I had to learn to tie a tie again today. I haven't been in a suit for about a year.
Okay.
Retirement's not bad.
Stop bragging. Stop bragging. I want the Agilent scholars and the USDA scholars to come up while you are speaking. If they would all come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Good to see you. Hello, how are you? I like that jacket. Good to see you. Well, thank you, Tony. I'm not sure I can top that, but I want to say, first of all, it's a real pleasure to be here, and I really appreciate your willingness to invite back an old retired guy to come back to what is a very exciting day here, which is the opening of the Agilent Hub. And Tony, I think it was about a little over 3 years that you and I first met. And you're relatively new in your role as well, and you had a real vision for where you wanted to take Delaware State University. And having grown up in the state of Delaware, Newark, I knew the potential of this facility and the people that made up Delaware State as well. And I remember talking to you about we could do some things financially to support your vision, but also what's really important was the opportunity for our teams to get involved, to help students and really give back to the community. So I'd like to, first of all, acknowledge and thank all the Agilent team here that have committed so much of your time to really making this place a special place to learn and to be part of something special that's happening today. So thank you to the Agilent team, and thank you, Tony, for giving the opportunity to the Agilent team. So now, you've probably been in a lot of meetings over your life, and people have ideas, and you talk about concepts, and as Sharice mentioned, it actually happened here. And it happened really quickly. So because you can have all these visions and ideas of what you want to do, we wanted to get involved not only to support scholarships, but also be part of really giving the students a place where they could do world-class research. As Sharice mentioned, you have to have an infrastructure. As we heard from the secretary, there's a lot of unanswered questions about PFAS. And this is what we do. We provide the equipment that allows this to happen. But the real secret sauce is all of you in this room, the students, because you're going to have an opportunity to do interdisciplinary research. You're going to have chemistry, biology, engineering, AI, data analytics. All this is going to come together because, we can provide the room where it can happen, but you will make it happen in that room. So I really encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities here that this new facility presents all of you, but also lean on the Agilent team because they would love to share some of their experiences and learnings as well. So again, exciting time. I very much appreciate the invitation today, and I just want to say congratulations to the Delaware State team. Fantastic, and I think this is one milestone on your continued journey to greatness. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you've got one.
Appreciate it. Students, stay up here for one more second. Mike was the CEO of Agilent. As you know, you've seen all the great Agilent people here, but I have to tell you, the driver at Agilent for this initiative is Sally Frank. And I'm not sure, normally when we see Sally, which is a lot, she brings her Delaware State hat. Did you bring it today? You didn't bring it today? It's quite a hat, I just want to say that. Sally, I want to give you just an opportunity to address us, and can't say enough how much we appreciate your partnership and your real support for what Delaware State can bring to this wonderful world. You have, in word and deed, been what Agilent values are, and that has really enveloped all of us. So Sally Frank.
Thank you, Tony. I might get a little teary here. So this began 3 years ago with just an idea around the table at actually the HBCU fundraising conference. And to see this happening, I look back at the wish list that Sharice and Hassan and Rose had, and I think we made it all happen
between the scholarships and the instruments. I think that what really makes this partnership completely special is the holistic nature, and it is the fact that Agilent is so engaged with the students, and the students want to be engaged. It takes a lot of courage, I think, for the students to engage with our teams at the level that you have. You come to our sites, and it's new for you, the people are new, and I see your faces, the enthusiasm, the warmth, the connectedness, the fashion, the jackets, and and I couldn't be more proud of that. I really couldn't. So it definitely takes a village, and I'm beaming with pride and joy and happiness for all of us. So thank you. And this is my mentee, Destiny. I'm really happy. Thank you.
I can just emphasize how important Sally has been to this, and she is a force to be reckoned with. I remember when you first came to me with the proposal to get more involved in Delaware State, and I said, that's in my own backyard. I know this place. And then she had some great ideas, and it's just, she does all the credit you've just given her and more.
Wholeheartedly agree. And I know you all get tired of me telling that story about when we met Sally, but that is really what today is about, is relationships, right? So at the end of the day, when I met Greg and I met Don, they are like, these are first name basis. We have each other's cell phone numbers. Sally, Greg at the time, Greg McKinney, we do want to acknowledge him as well with Agilent Technologies. Terrence back there, I see you back there. The reason why this all happened is because of that relationship. I'm able to reach out and call and pull on each and every one of you. That is why the students are where they are today. Each and every one of them, I don't know if we even mentioned that Agilent Technologies has a mentorship program. We call it the Agilent Allies. Each one of these students has an Agilent ally. Like, where do you see that happen, where your corporate sponsor is investing even the personal investment on making these students successful? So once again, Sally, we really do want to applaud you. This is no easy feat. Sally and I lose sleep over this all the time. And just like in relationships, there's ups and downs, we're trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's the horizon is for us to create this model of a partnership that's going to scale. Sally's only wish and endeavor is to have our 21-member external advisory board look like this across each and every one of our corporations. That's her only wish. Her only wish. So she serves as our chair of our external advisory board because that is really what we want to see for our students, is that pipeline going to DuPont, going to Chemours, going to FMC. So she is not stingy in her want for these students. She could have said, I just want them all to come to Agilent Technology. No, she wants you to go everywhere, all right? Delaware State University wants you to make your mark everywhere. And that's the reason why we're here today as well. So in that vein, I'm going to bring up Amber Fitch. So like I said, we have so many students that could speak to you today. Amber is an 1890 scholar as well as an Agilent scholar. And Amber, where are you, sweetie? Here you go. And so Amber's also one of those students that when I say that Agilent pours in, they also gave Amber an opportunity to study abroad last summer. And I'm sure that's probably some of your comments that you're going to make today. So I won't steal your thunder. But nevertheless, the next voice you'll hear is our 1890 and Agilent scholar, Amber Fitch.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amber Fitch, and I'm currently a pre-veterinary science major here at Delaware State University, and I am in my senior year. It is an honor to stand before you here today as we celebrate the ribbon cutting for the new Agilent Hub for Agriculture, Innovation, and Extension here at Delaware State University. As both the Agilent Technology Scholar and an 1890 Scholar, this moment is deeply personal to me. It represents not only growth of this 1890s land-grant institution, but the doors that have been opened for students like myself. The Hub represents more than just academic progress. It represents opportunity, innovation, and the belief of future students like me. It stands as a reminder that agriculture is not just about tradition, it is about the continual evolution that can improve communities across the world. Because of Agilent Technology Scholarship and the 1890 Scholar Program, I've had the financial support to focus solely on my academics. These programs have not only made college more accessible to me, they've expanded my perspective. As the president of the Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Science, and the chapter president of the Epsilon Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I've been able to further develop my leadership skills while giving back to my community. I've also had the opportunity to travel abroad to Thessaloniki, Greece through the Loop Abroad program, explore agriculture and veterinary practices on a global scale, and make valuable connections that can continue to shape my path in veterinary medicine. As a future livestock veterinarian, I'm excited by what this building offers: collaborative spaces and access to the kind of hands-on learning and research that will prepare me and so many others in meaningful careers in STEM, agriculture, and beyond. To the United States Department of Agriculture, to Agilent and our state officials, to our faculty and leadership here at Delaware State University, thank you. Thank you for your commitment to education, to equity, and the next generation of agricultural scientists and professionals. Your investment is not just building a facility, it's building futures. This building is a promise to students and to our communities across the world. We are ready to lead, innovate, and make a difference. Thank you, everyone here, for making that possible for me and so many students at Delaware State University.
You all can do better than that. Get on your feet. Get on your feet for Amber, the Agilent Scholars, the USDA Scholars. Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. McMullen and Sally. You know, you're being very polite or low profile, but I think that you have established a very powerful alliance, and especially the part of Agilent allies for our students. That we truly appreciate. Our students are our future. Thank you very much. I do not have the music to play that will ready us to have a full tour of this facility. If I could sing, I would sing it for you. However, Dean Winstead will provide us with the prompt for the orientation tour and to close out this session. She will also do the closing, and we will take a lot of pictures. I have just gotten a request. Our USDA representative, Dr. Goswami, has just said that we want to take pictures also, again, copying Agilent, with our 1890 scholars. So we will do that after this event. And Agilent scholars too. Very good. So without any further ado, Dean Winstead. Carlos, let her go, please.
Oh, thank you so much. One thing before we break out is I just want to tell you just a overview. Hey, Dean Farkas. Oh my gosh. We have University of Delaware College of Ag. I saw you trying to hide back there. You didn't mention, yeah. Thanks for coming. So I just want to tell you about the features here in the building. This building, really, I don't know if you all know, but we have an 1890 Center of Excellence in Emerging Technologies that's awarded by our agency, USDA NEFA. What this means, you've heard all the talk about the next generation of agricultural scientists, what that needs to look like. So being awarded the Center of Excellence for Emerging Technologies means that Delaware State University, across our 1890 land grant consortium, we're responsible for advancing what that looks like. So agriculture, when we talk about data, how are we informing our local farmers, our local stakeholders on how to use data moving forward, how to make their job easier, which is reason why you see Delaware Department of Ag, that's why you see DENREC here. We're all trying to work together to create that space. I think I saw Andrea back here somewhere. Andrea in the back. So, and Andrea, you don't know. Sometimes we have these conversations and people feel like they're lost on you, like you don't ever hear about it anymore, right? So Andrea brought up a great question at our last farmers conference. And she said, how can you, as Extension, help us, right? If she wants to get her eggs out into the market, how do we help her in that process? So I said, you know what? We should. That's a great initiative for us. How are we going to make it easier for them to get into the marketplace and make their economic impact? Because we all know what's happening nationally with our small farmers. They're just getting caps, just railroaded by medium and large scale farmers. So how do we actually improve that space for them? So in this, we have the Food Innovation Lab. And so, Andrea, back then, we talked about how can we offer those testing protocols in order for her to be able to get her products to market. So what you'll see in this building is a food innovation incubator. It's where our local stakeholders can come in, they can practice in the Food Innovation Lab. We can help them get their products to market. So it's not only just providing these services for our students, it's for our students to interact with the community, but we have to provide that space for that to happen. So that's one aspect. We've already had some of the stakeholders already talking about how they can engage with our local farmers. And this is going to be one of those spaces where that can happen. We also want our students to be entrepreneurs, right? This is that new stage of agriculture where they're actually making their mark by being entrepreneurs in this space. So we want you to have a space for you to incubate your ideas, and that's what's happening here. With our Center of Excellence in Emerging Technology, that's why you do see drones, you see robotics, the students, and this is all interdisciplinary, right? So we have computer science, biology with genomics, we have chemistry with the water quality, we have engineering with ag and environmental engineering, all coming together to tackle tomorrow's global problems because they're going to affect everyone. So everybody's needed at the table. And so we need to have everyone there to understand what the space, the infrastructure, the research, the access to cutting edge instrumentation, what that needs to look like. So you'll see elements of emerging technologies throughout the building. Our green wall is operated by the Internet of Things. This is what we're really trying to drive. And we also know that our local stakeholders can't afford a lot of this technology, which is why we're here as Extension to afford it, to give that to our stakeholders so that they are able to improve agriculture production. We just want to eliminate that gap. And if not eliminate, just mitigate what this looks like. So you'll see elements of urban agriculture. You're going to see emerging technologies. And I know we've been talking about this even with Delaware Department of Agriculture, what this needs to look like moving forward. I'm just really excited for the students, for you all to have this space. I know Jerry, I called you out earlier, but Jerry he was the one that actually programs the robotics, how to get a robot to go out into the field and pick the strawberries for you, right? So these are the things. How can I get disease identification on plants? How can I get that done easier? So that's where our computer scientists are coming to the board. And it's not often that an undergrad is going to have that opportunity. So once again, this space is for their ideas to flourish and to grow. And so I'm very excited about that opportunity. So we are going to break out. We're going to do tours of all of the instrumentation that Agilent has donated. And when I tell you that other institutions regionally are very jealous about what we have, we have cutting edge instrumentation that other large scale universities do not have. So students, I don't want you to think that, this is just some more equipment. No, you have in your presence $5 million of investment for your access to this instrumentation to allow the detection of PFAS, to allow the detection of heavy metals in water. We are creating a space where the community could come in and say, if I have a concern with my soil, can you help me out? There's no way you can get that done typically without coming up with a price tag for me to get your analysis. Oh yeah, it'll cost you $700 to get your how much heavy metals are in your water. We will do it here at cost at Delaware State University. This is very, very important to our local stakeholders to have that access to that type of analysis. All right. So without further ado, I will conclude the ribbon cutting. But I appreciate each and every one of you because you could have been anywhere in the world today, but you are here to celebrate Delaware State University. I just want to thank you for that. Thanks again. All right, so do we have our student ambassadors, the ones that are going to help facilitate our tours? Can you come forward, please? And Carlos has reminded me very quietly in the back, we are going to do a photo op. We're going to do a photo op, so please do not leave this room. You want them up here? This is the students, right? Okay. What's that?
I have a quick question for Dr. Allen. How about those Hornets?
Three and one, first time in 20 years.
So Carlos wants me to clear this up real quick. So we're not going to do the photo op right now. We are going outside to do the ribbon cutting, and then we'll do our photo ops. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please do not leave. Just go to the front of the building, please.